Okay, my recently acquired electric motorcycle, the 2022 Zero SRF, has become my default go-to motorcycle for anything local. Small grocery runs, or commuting, or going for my tennis matches or whatnot. This is an amazing looking motorcycle. It doesn't look like an EV, and I love everything about it, including the fine lines all around. Now, the one challenge is it does not have any meaningful storage. Especially while commuting, I would like to have my laptop bag and a top case because the other alternative is to put it on a backpack. I commute wearing climb overalls. I just love it for commuting because it's just so easy to get in and get out of this. Wearing a backpack on top of this becomes pretty stuffy. So I want top case. Now the challenge is, as you can see, this motorcycle has some amazing lines, especially when you look from towards the tail side of it. It's really well done. So if I am installing a top case, I'm concerned that I might be ruining the look of the tail. If it's not looking too ugly, I'm going to stick with it. So let's see how it goes. So one thing I'm concerned is the pillion grab rails that come over here on both sides. I will have to loose this. And instead, the OEM Zero top rack mount that I purchased will replace it. It'll also act as a grab bar. Let's see what impact it has on the aesthetic. Let's go through the installation today. One of the first tip on any work on motorcycle is to get it to center stand or make it stand straight using whatever fixtures you have because it makes working easy and you won't drop off things and damage stuff. So I've been using this Chock, which has been pretty useful. It's not going to go anywhere. You could buy the top case mount from Zero Motorcycles, or they are partnered with SHAD 80, the case manufacturing company. You could buy it from there or resellers like Cycle Gear, Revzilla, or anybody. I bought it directly from Zero, and this came very well packed in this box. This had very good padding with a part list. The package contained, this came with the top case mount. This is a mount to relocate the indicator signal turn lights and sets of bolts and one zip tie. The first step is to get the seats away. Use the key and pop off the rear seat and just pull it out. As you can see, this seat is held, this pin locks on in this location. And there's a clip over here that slides into this part. Now to remove the front seat, you undo this with a T25. Yeah, that's it. Just one. The same way. There's a screw here, and you see this plastic slider, there's a slot, and this slot will engage here. Okay. All right, now we have to get the handles off. That's the part I don't like, but I guess we'll have to do it. Make sure you put these handles and the screws safe in a bag because if you're selling, the buyer most likely will want it. We have to get this tray off, so we're going to use the T25 to get the plastic tray off. Okay, so now we're able to take the plastic off, and that reveals the lights for us. Carefully cut the zip ties so we can get some space to work. So now, as you can see, one of those goes to the left indicator, one goes to the right indicator, and more importantly, what comes from here. We have to understand. As you can see, the red wire and red wire is aligned, the black and black is aligned. Whereas with the left side, it is black and white. Again, the black and black is aligned, white and white is aligned. The red is to the right, and I'm going to put a rubber band or something to know that is to the right. So how do we remove this? So removing is, you just have to be careful with any connector. In this end, there is a tab. There is a tab that slightly protrudes, but it is integral part of this plastic. If you just hold both ends and pull it hard enough, it should come out. Squeeze in tightly at the top over here to help it come out. So let's try that here. Yeah, that's it. So you see the hole, just press it at the top like this gently. And that's all it takes to help it come out. So these are disconnected. The wires are disconnected. Good. So the next step is to remove these two. So first of all, there's this plastic cover. Take that off. And then the mount for the signals. As you can see, these are screwed onto this frame. And we are going to be replacing this frame with a new one provided. This frame is designed so that the screw positions that were used for the pillion handrail will be now used to mount these. If you just take it straight down, it's gonna interfere here. So take back and slide it gently without scratching anything. Now it'll fit in position. You can gently push it out to line up. This is it, and already I can see how this is gonna sit. The kit comes with these 4 bolts. These bolts are slightly, the thread length is shorter than the original because the original accounts for the thickness of the frame. They have a thread lock, and then we might have to muscle the other side a bit. That, yeah, it is solid. I'm just gonna make sure that it has a good amount of hand tight. So we got the frame mounted. So to remove this, just use a wrench and just take this off. There is a compression nut over here, so make sure we don't. I'm going to mount these first and then connect the blinker lights, even though it might make the task a little harder. It's okay. I want to methodically do it. All right. So I screwed it up over here and I expected a tight fit, but there seems to be some play over here that I don't like. Though it will still take 2 T25 screws and secure here. But then I don't like that. I'm going to remove it and maybe put a couple of simple washers for now. And then I might have to do some sealant. Not ideal, but I guess I'll have to do that. All right, I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to insert a washer here. And then, okay, same deal. All right. Okay. Not an ideal situation. I would have loved to see it seat properly. But since it is not doing it, what I did was I put, maybe it's a 1/8 thickness washer. At least now I'm happy with the outcome. So now let us, yeah, good. I think we got solid mount of this. Now all we have to do is continue installing the blinkers. Is there a left and a right, or the universe? They can go both ways. Yeah, it looks like they can go both ways. Now, how do you know it's positioned correct angle-wise? So you see this notch over here, or this protrusion and the hole? They just have to line up. Now, take this through the hole, and then take this through the crush nut washer, and then the nut. Make sure those holes line up, and now you're set. Yep, that's it. Then you take this and route it through to, and we'll get to that when we go there. You get the crush washer, get the nut. Very good. That's it. That's why I wanted to put it in the frame first, because now I can leverage the frame to tighten this. I think we are now coming very close to the completion of this frame setup. Okay, we're almost in the home stretch now. Now we just have to connect the right wire. Remember, I put rubber band to right, so I will take these two. These are the right ones. The red goes to the red. The black goes to black. And similarly, this side, the white to white and black to black. So before we do anything, let us quickly check left, left. There's the hazard. Okay, so it is working. Now we are off. So all we have to do is just secure this a bit like it was earlier. It was right there. Bit of the extra time. Of course, I made a huge mistake at the bottom because I did not secure the plastic. Yeah, you just find the position just with the hand, and then so I'm happy now. Now we just put back everything together. Let's get the pan, and this is just two T25 screws. Just want to make sure that. Okay, so I made a mistake here because the pan should have gone first. This one actually goes over the pan. So put the pan before mounting this. Do not tighten any of these things, these two, or even the fixture below. Put the pan first and then firm up the other things. This is a rookie mistake. It's okay. Live and learn. Make sure these are not cross-threaded, then everything will become a mess. The holes were really lined up, so I'm just going to do this first and get it a bit in, then try the other side. Yeah, you don't want that cross-threaded, then you're screwed basically, because that is to the frame. We are done as far as the basic is concerned. Now let us get the seat. Okay, and finally, the back seat. So this is the new line. Let's step back and see how this looks. So this is the new line now. As you can see, I'm not sure if I like it, but I think I'll get used to it. So what is missing big time is the nice aluminum handrail that was here, which has been replaced by this frame over here. And actually the grabbing has become slightly harder. The grabbing has become slightly harder now. But then I got this nice mount onto which now I'm going to put the adapter for SHAD top box and then the top box itself. Okay, we are almost done now. Now that the Zero OEM top case rack mount installed with everything. So this is the plate. This is a pretty generic plate. I think multiple products will work. I think they're working very closely with SHAD, SHAD. So I picked up this SHAD 29 liters box that fits my laptop just right out of Facebook Marketplace for a fraction of the cost of the new one. So I'm going to mount this. I think this size is ideal size for me because I do have another one. So this SHAD box that I have, I think it is 58 maybe. Yeah, this is 49. So this is 48 box. Now this is good for a big motorcycle. I didn't want such a big one on the Zero. So that's why I'm going in for this 20. Okay. So the next step is we have to install this base plate using a hardware kit From SHAD again, I will give you the link. This has a collection of ways to attach to various kinds of mounts, so it is pretty flexible. And then we have to mount it here so that it looks. There are various slots options here and some open areas. It's ideal if the holes in the base plate line up to these things. It might not. Find out some things that line up symmetrically. For the remaining things, if you look at this kit, there are various kinds of metal mounts that you can use. And there are screws, and there are nuts, and there are plastics that go on the honeycomb side of the mount of the base plate. Use a combination of this. If I want to secure across these two like this, I can find a hole that matches and put a bolt through this and a nut, and this will secure it like this. Pick a couple of these, and you see these are angled nicely to work with the shape you have. No rocket science here, so I'll work on it. I'm gonna line it up with any of these holes and see if anything makes sense. It's not like everything should line up. I will focus more on this being symmetric with respect to the frame. These two holes seems like they might work. Let me try the top two. Yeah. So the top, it looks like I might have to go off center. And obviously this, you don't want it to be on the plate. It'll be slightly off. So this is pretty much how far you would go. Okay, so these two plates line up. Maybe they're slightly off. So I'm going to see if I can just muscle my way through that. Okay. All right. So they take these bolts and that's it. So it comes all the way to the bottom. Now I'm going to see if I can somehow get this one too. So you see, it's not like it has to be perfect. So we got one mount. And the nice thing is this is symmetric around this frame. So I like it the way it is. So now how do I secure the bottom ones? So since I showed you there were a lot of frames around, I will probably use one like this. So I'll take this one frame and go over here, somewhere over here. Then I'll probably go with another frame over here. That's it. Okay, that works. And a sticky. Make sure that the metal mount is straddling the gaps and touching the frame of whatever you're mounting. It's as simple as this. Even if you don't want to buy the kit, I saw somebody just bought some mending plates from Home Depot and just did this too. Things will work. These are all lock nuts. You don't need thread lock or anything for this. This is it, pretty much. I'll just have to tighten everywhere. If you're not sure, just add one more anchor. Okay, those two are good. Now these two, let's see. So this is the new permanent line of the motorcycle. It doesn't look too ugly without the top box, right? This is how it's going to be when I'm riding around. And the nice thing is now I have, even when I don't have a top box, I still have extra the mounting plates, anchor points, where I can throw in a net or something. So overall, I like it. Now for the final test. Installing the top box is the last step. And this is something that can do on and off. If you don't need it, you can take it off, but this is pretty straightforward. It has 2-point anchor. One is this, and this is the lock. You just slide it in and make sure it locks well. This is the way the SHAD box operates. The straight position is unlocked. You press the top box open and you press the bottom and the whole thing comes off. You line up this ledge width over here. Press this up and lock it. Press it down, make sure that this is locked, secure. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Locked. Now the whole thing is locked. We are done with installation of SHAD topcase with its base plate on Zero OEM topcase mount. It's not bad. I think it flows with the frame, the coated frame with the rest of the trellis frame over here. So I think it looks, oh yeah, doesn't stick out. Now suddenly this has become a totally utilitarian vehicle for me. Because with this stock case, my laptop goes here and can throw you in a glove and things like that. So suddenly this has become super utilitarian. And of course, when you're riding around, if you don't want this sticking out, take a second to take it off. So overall, I like it. The utility value added is quite significant. And the impact on the aesthetic, the look of the motorcycle is not as bad as I feared it to be. So I'm happy about this install. Let me know what you think. If you observed any tips while I was doing this installation, let me know. And if there is anything else you want me to experiment with this Zero, do let me know. I am interested in installing more capable lights, auxiliary lights, but I couldn't figure out a mount point for this. I'll have to do some research around that. But other than that, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.